Wait.
Hey, welcome to Oh, That's Love.
No, it's Oh, That's Love.
No, it should probably be more like Oh, That's Love.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, she forgot the intro, y'all. Y'all seen her, right?
No, I didn't. I was doing 18 things, babe. That's not fair.
I can't get that mad at her because I forgot socks.
Look, he's putting his socks on.
Okay.
That is the plus side of doing this at home.
Ooh, y'all got bays that y'all quarantine with?
Why can't I share?
Ooh, because if y'all got bays, hold up, let me make it public. That's probably why. Let me make it public. There you go. See if you can share it now, boo. If y'all got bays that y'all quarantine with, we know it's been some trying times. You know what I'm saying? Tash tried my nerves a couple of times.
Not really.
You know what I'm saying? Almost had to get her up out of here.
Okay, sir.
Listen.
Do we have our notes?
Yeah, my notes is in my phone.
Okay,
my notes
cool.
is in my phone. So today our goal, we're going to jump right into it, is to give y'all some tips that we believe could help you maintain a healthy relationship whilst quarantining.
Whilst.
You don't know nothing about that word. Look at you about to turn the sound on and everything. I got you.
I just wanted to.
I got you. So listen.
See the folk, them.
We will be reading some comments as well as taking questions. So feel free, if you have a question at any time, you can drop that question, but we typically will go to them toward the end of the show and pull my little notes up, right? So that we can make sure that we stay on topic. All right. But listen, man, we're gonna get right into these tips. Okay?
Uh-huh.
You ready?
I think so.
You sure? You looking good tonight too. You looking alright. Looking a little yumptious.
I washed my hair today.
She looking good, y'all. You know what she look like? She look like the thought at church, don't she? When she come in with it, cause she got the velvet, the little velour, whatever this is going on, so it's churchy. But it's a little bit too much shoulder, and it's definitely too much cleavage for Aunt Gertrude and Miss Pam.
Why, babe? Like, why? Miss Pam, if you're out there, sorry.
Look, they see her coming down the aisle, they be like, Pam. Look, she done it again. Yeah, the fast ass one. And a daughter. A fast ass, got a whole damn titties and her shoulders out.
And a daughter.
Already.
Shut up.
Oh, but you look good though, baby.
Thank
you. You know what I'm talking about? I'm a little sweaty. Y'all know I'm a sweaty mess.
No, he was also running around.
I was always getting ready pre-show. So let's get into these steps, man. We got 6 steps that should help you guys quarantine successfully with your bae. All right? I'll take step 1, of course. All right? Step number 1 is sex. Have a lot of sex. Okay? And yes, I mean it. I'm not joking. You have to make love. Because one thing that sex does is it lowers stress. Right?
I mean, does it? I suppose.
You suppose.
I mean, I don't, I'm indifferent.
Don't make me tell on you.
What? It's
You want to get told on?
It's not even that. It's just we have different opinions on sex.
Okay, well, go ahead. Give your opinion, baby. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, it's just like, it's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not like I gotta do it every moment of the day. Like, I don't particularly care. But it's good, and I'll do it. But I'm not like,
So you go get on here and lie to the people like that? You just gonna tell an untruth?
That's not an untruth. Maybe I was speaking prior to you.
Because I'm about to say, listen, because y'all know, listen, uncomfortably honest conversation is our tagline on the show, right?
Uncomfortably honest. The uncomfortably honest is for me.
The uncomfortable part. You gonna sit up here and act like you never said to me, I don't know what it is, babe. Just like, I've never felt like I always wanted to have sex, but with you, I want it all the time.
Okay, moving on. What's the point of your point? Of the point number one.
I'm just asking.
Point number one.
I'm just asking. Have you not uttered those words?
Point number one.
Okay. All right.
Of why that's a good reason.
In fact, let's put Natasha on the spot because just yesterday, right? Natasha had an attitude, and I didn't even say this to her because I knew I was saving it for the show, right? So she had an attitude all day, just a little mood about her all day, right? So finally, we was in the kitchen.
Babe, really?
We was whipping up a little something to eat.
Really?
Right? Because I said, well, she must be a little hangry or something. So let me whip her up something to eat. She still was showing these signs of this attitude.
What he's going to say on here. We do not rehearse. So my genuine face of what is coming. Just pray.
You know
for
what's
me.
coming.
Just
You was
pray
there.
For me. Just pray.
You wasn't in the kitchen last night.
What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
Because have a lot of sex, spontaneous sex. So what I did was I said, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. Right?
At that point, I was fine.
Right in the kitchen. We got it cracking.
Babe.
We got it cooking in the kitchen.
Oh my God.
And let me explain to y'all, the rest of the night.
No one's ever gonna eat from our house.
Listen, spontaneity. Spontaneity. It goes a long way. All right. The rest of the night, she was an angel. She was perfect. She was telling jokes. She was different. A whole different spirit. I was like, okay, I see what's going on there. Sex.
No.
It brings you closer. Have a lot of sex, man. Love making is essential. You got number 2?
I do.
All right.
So we did write down our things, but they are our individual things. So 1, 3, and 5 are from Kyrie, and 2, 4, and 6 are from me. So second point, or I guess tip for surviving quarantine, is affection. So I guess for Kyrie it's sex, but for me it's affection, and just the enjoyment of knowing that your partner feels you. They want to be around you. They love you. They adore you. And that's not even just quarantine for me, honestly. That's just the kind of person I am. I am a hopeless romantic. So all of the little things, which we've talked about on previous episodes, those make me smile and those make me feel appreciated. So the affection, no matter how you show it, I think is important to surviving this with your partner. Because through everything that's happening, whether you are without employment, whether you're trying to figure out homeschooling with your kids, whether you're just trying to make ends meet, there's so many factors that are upon us right now that the last thing you want to do is lose the affection and the attention and the adoration for the person that you decided to share your life with.
Right.
So I believe that component is just as important as sex.
And detail about affection too, I think is important. Like, I always just get in Tash face and just be like making jokes and telling her she beautiful, giving her kisses, stuff like that. Further signs of affection that it might just be touch, you know what I'm saying? Like if we're sitting too far away from each other, sometimes I'll tell her like, yo, come sit over here, you know what I mean? I'll give her massages, I'll do things like that. So I think those signs of affection can be done in different ways. And quite honestly, I don't want anybody to take this like I mean like force the affection or anything like that. But I do also believe that during this time we also have to almost count it, right? Because the days are so similar, you almost have to like really make sure that you're giving affection regularly. Because like when we had our regular lives, you could like be like, all right, I gave him a kiss on Tuesday, he good till tomorrow, whatever it might be.
Or I ain't gonna see him till Thursday anyway, so I'm good till then.
Right. Make sure that the affection is abundant as well. And with that, I'll move on to item number 3. All right. This one is very important. And I want y'all to take it the right way. So forgive me if I go into it a little deep. But have a pre-fight conversation. All right. And what I mean by that is if we're 25 and younger, maybe we've not been in enough relationships to understand the flow and the normalcy of a relationship or even experienced a normal relationship. But once we 30 to 35 and especially 40-ish, I personally believe it's unforgivable to repeat old behaviors, right? So what do I mean by that? I mean that if you have been in enough relationships where you've been in different situations that led to an argument, you should now know how to stop that before it becomes an argument, right? So when I say have a pre-fight conversation, what I mean is that thing, and Tash did this to me the other day, right? She said, I don't feel included in some of your behaviors. I would like to know about, it was one thing in specific. It's a little too deep. We ain't gonna take it there. But she said, I feel included in everything else besides this thing. And I had to explain to her, and she brought that to me in a pre-fight conversation type of way. We didn't argue about it. She just said, this thing makes me feel this way. And then I was able to present my side. You know, she rebutted, I rebutted, so forth. And we were good. We were right there, just good, right? I think when you don't have those pre-fight conversations, it allows people to fester within whatever their belief is, right? It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides to every story, especially when they involve other people and what have you. So if you just sit there and you just fester until you just can't take it no more and you explode on somebody, especially now when the walls is closing in, right? You may not be able to recover from that. So think about the things that in your past have led to arguments, fights. I left my name up all that time. I'm doing the graphics too at the same time, y'all. But anyway, things that have led to arguments and fights and breakups and crying sessions and all of those types of things. If you want to be successful within your relationship, I promise you, take it upon yourself to be the change you want to see in a relationship. Take it upon you to be the bigger person all the time. Don't wait for your partner and be like, oh, well, she want to be petty, I'm going to be petty. That's stupid, right? Just take it, have that conversation. Babe, this makes me feel this way. How can we fix this thing? You know what I'm saying?
I can chime in.
Go ahead, for sure.
On that point, even me coming to him and saying, this is how this makes me feel, was growth for myself. And, you know, again, we talked about it in previous episodes where we both are being intentionally different, but in the most positive of ways within our relationship and towards one another, letting our past relationships and transgressions guide us to that point of allowing one another to be as transparent so that we fight to not to fight. So I took it upon myself to have that conversation before it became something that was going to bother me in the way that I wouldn't have been able to articulate my point because it's being fueled by anger. So to Kyrie's third point is...
Damn, I had all them points?
No, that was your... No. This is
my third step.
Yeah, this is the step number 3. To step number 3, it sounds crazy, the pre-fight conversation, but the notion of it is before you let yourself get to the point of an argument, a lashing out, a blow up, have the conversation. That might allow you to not get there.
Right. And look here, you get number 4 down, but I want to address Tiara because she's saying the fact that you think is that easy is refreshing. And then she said that shit is draining being a bigger person every day. So I want to address that, Tiara. 2 things that I'll say when it comes to A, being a bigger person every day or being the only bigger person in your relationship. I believe you're in the wrong relationship if that's the type of relationship that you're in. Because everyone, I'm going to say everyone, but reciprocity is a big thing in a relationship, right? The thing that you would do for your partner, you have to feel like your partner would do for you, right? So there should be no, I'm always the bigger person in a healthy relationship, right? And the reason that I think it's that easy and the reason you say that it's refreshing is because in a healthy relationship, it literally is that easy and it literally is that refreshing. But when you're in a relationship that 2 people just can't get on the same page, you being the bigger person may have to equate to you leaving that relationship and finding someone who understands that it's a give and a take and that my baby was right about this. I gotta give her that respect in this situation and just bow down and appreciate her bringing it to me in a certain way. Everyone is not lived enough and everyone is not mature enough to get to that level where they're so selfless that it's for the sake of us, right? We always say team us. It's really like being on a team. If I have to, run a decoy route so that Tash can get open, that's just what I'm gonna do so that the whole team can win. Right, so you people got to be on that same page in order for that whole thing to work.
Well said, babe.
I mean, I'll be trying.
Step number 4 is wait.
This you right. That's kind of a split one. It's inclusive activities and time apart.
All right, we're touching on that, or do you want to touch on that later?
No, that's the right one.
Okay. Well, step number 4 then is to have inclusive activities with your partner. What I mean by that, take walks together, create projects together. If I can use the example of Kyrie and I, in the beginning of this, we were very much two people that were powering through life with agendas that were essentially to take over the world. And then finding time for one another. And we were really just, like everyone, put at a complete halt.
Right.
So how did we, essentially you have to re-navigate. How do you shift gears and find your way and still be including your partner? So obviously we decided Babe Fit Live, which really was just, hey babe, we both love working out, but this quarantine is kind of getting to us. What can we do to keep ourselves both motivated and hold ourselves accountable? And that's kind of where Babe Fit Live began, and it's grown its own legs. And shout out to any of our Babe Fit friends that are watching, because the support has been tremendous, not only in a working out capacity, but just having that community surrounding you during such a time.
Right.
So those inclusive activities, again, taking walks and just finding common ground and finding common interests that you and your partner can share outside of the kids, outside of cooking, outside of work, if you have different obligations still, that is just something for the two of you. On the flip side of that is equally as important to find time for yourselves.
Get your ass away from me.
Time apart. And it's not
Don't
because...
say it like that, though.
You didn't let me finish.
I'm talking to them. No, don't say get the hell away from me.
And it's not because you don't want to be around your partner, because, we enjoy being around one another.
Right.
But it's just to have your own time to decompress, to reflect, to, again, shift gears if it's necessary, because you're finding yourself kind of reaching that boiling point or breaking point, and you don't want that to spill over to your partner unknowingly, or you just need that time again.
And with us, I'm sorry. Go
no,
no,
you're
you
fine.
good.
If you were always that person that was operating solely, or not solely as in you don't have your other person, but you might not have always had to see them every day because you're living in the same proximity, or just, again, so much has changed now that we really need to not forget one another, but still take time for ourselves.
And I was just going to say, with us, that seems to be an organic practice. And I think what I want to contribute to that is that you often have to make sure that you are thinking holistically. I often say that. I know Tash will tell people I say that all the time. When I say that, it's like, if we're going to be together, especially if we're really interested in being together, and this thing is going to be a 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 year thing, right?
2, that's all you're giving us.
Even if it is 2, you still can think holistically in a 2-year period. I'm not talking about us, I'm talking about them. Some people might be in relationships and they like, soon as this quarantine over, it's a wrap for the ball, right? But I'm saying, like, if you're really in a relationship where you're trying to make things work, make sure you're thinking about your whole life holistically. What I mean by that is, because you spend an hour or 2 hours apart from your partner, or they need that 2 hours of alone time, that doesn't mean that they don't want to be with you. That doesn't mean that that's the last time you're going to spend with them or anything else like that. Because there's going to be some days where, like now, you got to spend 24/7, right? And then there's going to be other days where, somebody might be away on business or whatever it may be, and y'all might not be with each other. But when you're able to look at your relationship as a whole, and the time that you spend when it comes down to a month or 6 months or a year, that's where you have to start to look at trends and tendencies, right? Because if someone does have a tendency to not want to spend time with you, then that may be a red flag. But once you learn their tendencies and you like, all right, they work at this time, they always work out at this time, whatever it may be, you'll start to see that they're making the right time for you, right? So try not to just look at one day and be like, you spent all day on the porch, what was up with you? It's like, damn, I've been locked down, quarantined with you 24/7 for the past 3 weeks. Like, I was outside getting some fresh air, shooting the shit with the neighbor for a couple of hours. That's it. It ain't had nothing to do with I wanted to be away from you. It might have kind of just happened, and it might have been for the best. You know what I'm saying? You got it's my number 5 is mine?
It is.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay. Here, this is a good one. See, Tash gets hangry. I know y'all know what you don't know what hangry. Hangry means when you get upset because you're hungry. This one here, like early on in the relationship, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
But I have grown so much, because before I would just be like, ah. And now I just get quiet and reserved, which is not my normal personality, so that does raise a eyebrow, but it's better than how I used to be.
That's maturity, right? Recognizing within oneself
Facts.
that I'm doing something that's damaging, right? And then being selfless enough to try and curtail it, right? So the reason I brought up that she's hangry, eat well and eat often. Okay.
This is tip number 5.
This is tip number 5. Eat well and eat often. And I don't mean just gorge yourself and become this fat person on the quarantine, because we eat good, right? But we also work out. And when I say eat well, I mean eat things that create brain power, create the sense of energy and learning and all types of bodily capacities that you need for your psyche, for your mental to really be functioning at a high level, because that's a big part of relationships is your mental capacity. Right now, everybody's mental capacity is being tested. Right? We fielding calls from family and friends and dealing with different things. Everyone right now dealing with different things that they never thought that they would deal with. One of the best ways to clear your mind and to be able to think clearly is a good, healthy diet, a regular workout routine, and we need that fresh air, that oxygen, and that sun to get into our bodies. So doing those things, those type of things, and then bringing the energy to your partner that isn't all toxic from you eating bad and not working out and not being able to get fresh air, like, you can literally start to feel like those walls are closing in. So definitely add a healthy regimen to your lifestyle while in quarantine. You gonna add something to that, baby?
I just want to say that Kyrie is an excellent cook. So eating and eating well, it keeps me smiling.
It's the boy, Chef Bayardee. Damn, I'm fucking my own name up. It's Chef Bayardee in the building.
It's a thing.
So you got number 6. Number 6. That's like a usser. It's a usser one.
Okay. Well then, go ahead. You started.
You want me to do it?
You started.
So we touched on inclusive activities earlier, but our step 6 is taking that a bit deeper. And this kind of touches on everything that it kind of wraps up everything.
It's like a perfect step 6.
Figure out y'all commonalities, right? Figure out the things, and some people in long-term relationships, you know, the one thing a old head told me one day is that people change every 5 years. Their interests change, their outlooks on life change. Sometimes their social circles change, like every 5 years. So y'all think about that for yourselves, because when I thought about it, I was like, damn, she kind of right? So even if you're in a relationship for 10, 15, 20 years, you may have some new interests, some new goals, whatever they may be. Me and Tash do very well at her explaining to me what her goals are and what her interests are, and me doing the same. So we decided, like, on Bayfit Live was a collaborative effort. This program right here took a little bit of talking into, but you know, she wants to get better at being on camera and those types of things, so she was with it, right? Even things like naps. I love a good nap, right? Tash be hating on my naps, but now she took a nap on her own today, y'all.
It was 25 minutes of
perfection. You took it, though.
Of perfection. You didn't even let me finish.
You coming over to the dark side.
I mean, I don't think I'm coming over to the dark side, but it was necessary.
Yeah.
Because
and we took one Monday together, right?
We did.
Yeah. So I was already napping. She came in, and when she came in, I just grabbed her, y'all. I just was, I wouldn't let go.
I came in to check on him.
I wouldn't let go. Next thing I knew, she was asleep. I said, look, babe, these midday naps is the business. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all if y'all love a midday nap. But the point I'm getting at is figure out your commonalities. Right? And then figure out something that y'all can do together. All right.
Somebody said 34 and up, naps are life.
Yeah, naps is life. You gotta get a nap.
I didn't get there yet, so that's why I'm still hating on them, I suppose.
Right. But yeah, figure out your commonalities, man, and do things together. Tash makes Bayfit Live is no Friday nights because she wants that time for us. Like, even though we in the house 24/7 together.
And that took convincing.
It did. She still wants us time.
Swore, babe, what are we gonna do? Why can't we just do it on Friday nights? And it didn't take until week 4 for him to say, babe, you know what? That makes sense. I get it now. Why you don't want to do Fridays? And it's not because of it being that we don't want to be there for our Bayfit community or we don't want to work out. But again, it goes back to balancing the environment, finding time. Even if we don't do anything, we're doing nothing together.
As much as true. And she was right. I had to tell her she was right about it because we be really gearing up to do Bayfit Live all the time and having that empty night where it's just her and I. We could watch some Tiger King or something. You never know. You know what I mean? It's a good way to decompress. We got some self-care tips. You ready for those?
Oh my God.
I'm saving the best because I got some sex tips. Got a couple sex tips for y'all coming up at the end.
Oh.
Let's go with the self-care. A little self-care for Tash. And get y'all questions together. We're gonna be answering some questions that's on here in the following very shortly. All right.
Did you want to recap our 6 steps just real quick?
Because you need time to get those. She thinks she's so slick.
It's not slick. It's strategy.
Get ready because I'm recapping them real quick. So if you just jumping in, our 6 steps to surviving quarantine with your bae. Number 1, sex. Have a lot of it. Make it spontaneous. Make some love. And I got some sex tips coming up after her self-care tips. Step 2, affection, right? Be affectionate. Try to keep your mood affectionate and passionate and close toward your lover. All right? Pre-fight conversations. What that means is before something festers, before something gets to the boiling point, pull your partner aside and have a conversation, right? Be the bigger man or woman first and explain to them what's on your mind and come to a common ground. That takes 2. It takes 2. All right. Inclusive activities and time apart, right? So what this means is be open to your partner joining in with whatever you want to do, but also be open to your partner just taking time and doing their own thing. All right. Number 5 was eat well, eat often, and create some sort of fitness and wellness routine to maintain your mental. I like to meditate too. I meditate at least once a week. And then step 6 was create something new that the 2 of you can do together based on your commonalities or your goals. So support one another in new ways. All right.
I just need to address Nieme because she said, "Oh my gosh, Tash not prepared. She didn't write them down." I did. I had to find the note.
She was want to get them together, Nia. She good.
It's written down though. You know, prepared me. So my self-care tips.
Let me throw you on the screen.
Are as follows, and these are very transparent because that is what we do. So the first one is a little light, and then it goes a little deeper. But the first one is actually like just to give yourself a facial, take a bath, have a good half an hour to an hour in the bathroom by yourself, away from everyone, away from the kids, away from the sounds, away from the wife or husband, away from the girlfriend or boyfriend. Just your own time. I love each week when I just do my facial, put my scarf on, and just take that time, or take a bath, soak. It just makes me feel like the world just stopped for a moment. And right now, I think everybody could use that moment.
A little getaway, a little personal getaway.
I know, because I'm really struggling with not being able to actually have a real getaway, because that brings me a lot of joy. So that would be my first tip. My second tip is cry it out. And I don't mean this as like, oh, you know, just be sad and feel depressed or just go secretly cry in the corner. That's not what I'm saying. Because the common misconception with shedding a tear or two is that it's weakness. And it's not. I have had a few moments during this quarantine where I have elected to remove myself and have a good crying session. And it's not because I'm sad, depressed, or incapable of whatever the circumstances are at the time. It's more or less a reset for me. I'm choosing to, in my opinion, I'm still choosing self, and I'm choosing to allow my moments of reflection to take me where they do. So my most recent one was just, I was in the car, I had went to get us morning coffees with my mask and I was in the drive-thru. And I came back, I parked in the parking lot, and before I came in, I was just sitting there and I was listening to my gospel music, and it was just like my time of reflection, and it brought me to tears. And then those tears, they were just tears of gratitude, because although everything around me is happening and much of it is out of my control, which I can't personally stand, I know that things could be so much worse. So my tears were tears of gratitude, because I'm still able to do the things that I want to do, whether that be a financial need or just a mental need, and my health. Like, there's so many things to just be happy about. So I cry in my moments of reflection, because I'm like, it's okay. I'm not weak. I'm actually stronger through releasing my tears.
Kai cries too, baby.
Yeah, you do. And I believe you do for the same reason. Get it off you.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth.
Get it off you.
When, I guess it was week 2 when we were quarantined. So week 1, we had to move all of our stuff out of my studio, and we were still, you know, that was before they was preaching all the social distance and stuff and all that. So we were still filming, because we had a government contract that we had to do these I don't want to say tutorials, but something like that, some workshops. So they were like, all right, do them virtually. So I still had some of my team members, they were coming to my house, because I brought all my studio equipment. Y'all can't see, but I'm looking around because it's around me, to my house to be able to do that. So it hadn't really set in yet. But like that second week, before the week was over, the government had called. They said, look, we're closing our offices. Y'all got to stop too, because we're not going to be able to pay y'all. So we stopped. And like those few days that I was away from the studio and my people and what I do, and then like having to talk about, you know, how I was going to proceed with seeing my kids or not seeing my kids and that type of thing, because they were like, oh, everybody stay away from each other. And then like just the business I built over the past 10 years, and like Tash said, it's nothing I could do, and I have no idea. Like, this was before they was talking about different grants and all this different stuff. I had to go to my room and I meditated, and a good cry just started up. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, you know, I'm gonna figure out a way to be all right, but I needed to get one out too. So that's a great tip. You know what I mean? Let it out. Let it out.
And it's not weak. It's actually
no weakness.
Strong.
Only strength. No weakness.
Anyways, my third tip is to prepare yourself for life after quarantine. And it's not necessarily, you know, get yourself wrapped up in, I gotta be this, that, and the third after coming out of quarantine that everyone is preaching and that you might be reading or seeing on social media. Define what that looks like for yourself, and not and don't take to what everyone else's opinion might be for you. So for me, I've embarked on a couple of new things. Obviously, we talked about BayFit, and I just have personal projects that I'm working on that, honestly, you always talk about doing these things, but you always, or most people say, I don't have the time.
Got the time now, goddammit.
The time is presented. So take that time to, again, work on these new ventures and prepare for post-quarantine and what that looks like for you. And again, it doesn't have to be a new business venture. This could literally just be that you wanted to write down all your recipes instead of storing them in your head. Like, whatever the thing is that would bring you joy and that you would feel accomplished at doing post-quarantine, find time for that.
That's a good job.
Babe, I'm on a roll here.
It's a good John.
I didn't share these with him.
We gotta speed up. We gotta get to the end of the show.
All right. I got 2 more. All right. So fourth one is kind of goes back to one of our tips, which is maintaining your health and your fitness goals. So obviously, we don't know if summer bodies are going to be necessary or not.
They always necessary.
Because we don't know when quarantine will be over. But to Kyrie's point, they're always necessary. And if you look good, you feel good. So whatever that looking good picture in your head is for you, maintain it and or achieve it. It's not a matter of, well, I'm just going to be in a house and nobody could see me. Because if you're in the house and you're in the house with your partner, like we talked about, they see you. So keeping that in mind, eyes wander, don't give them a reason. And also don't give yourself a reason to begin to feel doubtful or to look at yourself differently or to give yourself anxiety because you're no longer reaching your own expectations. Remember those, keep those, maintain those, and achieve those.
Now I'm about to say a true thing. Oh
gosh.
No, because you touched on something. And a lot of times, women don't want to acknowledge this fact.
All right. I'm women. It's me.
No, it's not even you. No,
because, you know how people be saying
yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I was
But you just acknowledged it. So that's why I want to bring it up. This is, I drop a gem on them every now and again. Here's a gem, okay? Looking at Natasha, right? Once again, it's always about being selfless. One of the biggest keys to a good relationship is being selfless, all right? Looking at her and understanding who she is. Smart, educated, beautiful, successful in her own right, running her own business, boss type of woman, beautiful body as well, right? And what y'all don't know is she got a full head of luxuriousness up under this little wig that she got on right here. It's luxurious up under here, right?
I just don't feel like it.
So I'm putting all those aspects out to say, is it not incumbent upon me to make sure I am a man that deserves her, a woman like her? Is it not incumbent upon me to make sure throughout our relationship I'm growing in the direction of any man out here that would love to sweep Natasha off her feet or take her away from me or whatever, right? It's incumbent upon me to be that thorough that she don't want to go nowhere else, right? It's not about love. Ain't a thing that's like, for better or worse, to death do us part, and all of this BS that they say in these vows. That's not real love, because everybody wants aesthetic. Everybody wants.
You got them excited.
I know I'm gonna get them excited. Everybody wants lust, love, passion, growth. And I'm not just talking about the sexual things and the surface things. I know aesthetics will fade, but that's why I mentioned how smart she is, how driven she is, all of these types of things. Because if I fall off my game, right, why should she stay with me? If I can't match her drive, why should she rock with me? When it's a million other dudes out there that look better than me, that cook better than me, that got a better drive than I do because I fell off, right? That thing is out there. So if you able to be that person and be like, you know what, within my relationship, and this goes for the women too, because I'm on the man side right now, but I'm talking about the women too, okay? You got to be that person that understands that you're always in a fight for your partner, whether you want to believe it or not. Because people got it mixed up where they like, well, you should be fighting to be with me. You shouldn't be looking at XYZ girl and this, that. Listen, honey, I'm going to tell you right now. If you was 175 when y'all met and you 250 now, he looking at the 175s. That's just human nature, okay? If you was always cooking every night when y'all first met and cleaning the house and doing the whole thing, and now it's dirty, when he go to his man house and his sister there, damn, she got a friend, she keep the house nice. Right? The things that we become accustomed to, you gotta fight for those things while you're in your relationship. You can't just get in your relationship and become complacent and be like, oh, I'm here now, so I ain't gotta do that no more. Oh no, yes you do. Because see, what I realize is that it's 38 other dudes right now in Tash DM that's promising her everything that I do every day. So as soon as enough of those things that I do every day start falling off, it's human nature to start looking toward replacing them, right? So while you in your relationship, men and women, fight for your relationship while you're in your relationship. How do you do that, Kyrie? By being the best you can be. All right, I can't be anybody else that's in her DM. I can't be, tall Isaiah. I can't be CEO Marcus. I can't be them dudes. But I can be an amazing Kyrie Terrell. I can be a Kyrie Terrell that feels irreplaceable. You know what I'm talking about? And she can also be a Natasha that feels irreplaceable to me. Right? But that's the fight. When they say, oh, being in a relationship is hard work, it shouldn't be hard work between us. It should be hard work keeping people up out of here, because I'm working on me hard. Right. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me get off my soapbox, man, if I make this show an hour. I'm sorry. She got another tip.
It's just my last one. All right, my last one. My last one, and this is key, because I'm a person that typically people lean on me, and I've accepted that, and I'm okay with that, and I'm comfortable being that person. But with that, I won't say never, but it took me a while to figure out how to lean on others, because that was a person that I was, I don't want to say use the word force, but it just naturally became my path. So this quarantine time, I shifted gears, and I really am taking the time to connect with my loved ones, and not the way that they usually say, call somebody, FaceTime somebody, make sure they're okay. Not that way. I'm connecting on a way that allows me to be transparent and allows them to know they're not going through their trials and tribulations alone. And that's a step for me. So whether I want to attribute that to the quarantine or not, I realize that is a transitional, growing pain and now positive that I have developed during this time. So
I think you learned that from me.
One will never know, but I would encourage you guys to do the same. If you have always been the person that everyone leans on, and you don't really feel like you have somebody that you can lean on, reverse those roles and watch the reception that you receive. Because quite honestly, every person that I have provided some sense of transparency to, the first thing is a reaction I've received is, thank you for being transparent. Thank you for being vulnerable with me. And it's been nothing but thank yous, rather than being shocked or being like, damn girl, I ain't know. There's a level to it that you also want to do to your comfort. But again, you'll be surprised of how that warrants thank yous, and it allows others to feel your compassion in a different way.
Facts. All right, so we apologize for the long show, but we about to wrap it up. But
it was good.
And speaking of wrap it up, it's time for Kai's sex tips. But get y'all questions ready, because right after I drop, I'm gonna just give y'all a couple of them. And they gonna come from a different angle than y'all probably thinking, because y'all know I'm freaked out Scorpio bull. But anyway, the first thing is, one of the things that I've learned over time, when I'm in my backsliding days, baby, you know what I'm saying? Way before you know what I'm saying, when I was backsliding. One of the things I learned is that men aren't just terrible communicators, period, but most men are terrible communicators in the bedroom. And one thing that a lot of people don't know about me is that I'm fascinated with human sexuality, right? No, I'm not a sex addict. No, I'm not fascinated with who's in whose bedroom. Well, that's kind of some of it. But I'm fascinated with the way the mind works and the brain works as it pertains to human sexuality. And believe it or not, my fascination developed from when I read Think and Grow Rich, and they talk about sexual transmutation and the whole nine. Then I read another book called Sex at Dawn. It's just, the books that I read, they explain a lot about how humans work. So, a lot of men have anxiety in the bedroom. Am I going to be able to perform well? Especially men that have erectile dysfunction, right? A lot of men, when they're bedding a woman, they are in unfamiliar territories, right? They're getting someone or getting to know someone sexually for the first time is a big one for men. A lot of times men can't get it up, or they just do things that's just weird. Like, I'm sure a lot of you women been in situations when things was just, what are you doing to me right now, right? So communication is key pre-intimacy, and I don't mean, well, what's your favorite position, right? But I mean more so like communicating with your body, right? Being receptive to touch and smell and feel and breath and body movement and all of those types of things, because most communication is nonverbal, right? It's not what you say, is how you say it. That same thing plays in the bedroom when, if you're receptive enough to be like, oh, she kind of moved away from me when I touched her that way, but when I did this thing, she kind of arched her back, or she made a noise, or whatever it might be, right? And then a little, do you like this, goes a long way. You want me to stop? Oh no, go ahead.
What is his voice?
That's the in the bedroom voice, you know what I'm saying? That's the, oh, you like that? You know what I'm saying? And then talking too. I don't know about y'all, but I'm a talking boy. I get up in her ear.
Okay.
Let me show him how I be, babe.
No.
I be right here with mine. Like, you like that right there?
Can you please?
That feel good, baby? Can
you finish?
You want me to keep
Can you finish this?
But no, I'm a talker, man. I like to know what turns my woman on. I like to know and understand how to execute what turns her on, right? So that moves me to my second tip, and I'm gonna wrap it up after this just for time's sake, to give y'all the opportunity to ask some questions. But the other thing
Maybe
is,
you should film your sex tips separately.
Maybe I will. Maybe that's a good little mini featurette on the sex tips, because
you had a whole list.
I got a few.
But go ahead, give him a second one, and then
all right, I give him the second one, and I'll do a feature. So you always thinking, boo.
I know, baby.
You better, child.
How can you just give me a regular?
Because we got a whole handshake, and you gonna give me that nut ass high five. You should have gave me the real handshake.
It was for the end. Carry on.
Oh, okay. Anyway, don't have one-sided sex for yourself, okay? So let me reword that. Have one-sided sex for your partner. And this is especially important for men, okay? Because this is what I did, right? So me and Tasha had sex probably...
Why does the sentence start like that?
It was like twice. We had sex 2 times. It was like in daytime and in nighttime. And the nighttime John, she was like this close to coming.
Is this a real story?
She ain't come. And she was like lightweight upset. Like, that's the second time I was right here. Right?
This is a real story.
So the next time, I took it upon myself to have one-sided sex, all right? Now, fellas, this is very, very important. Y'all got to understand this. That second time, I said to myself, okay, that was twice that I got off that Tash ain't get off, okay? This time it's all about her. It's all I'm just here to please her. I'm her plaything right now. Don't hide your face.
Oh, go ahead.
Did I put it down?
Go ahead. You already started
tell
on
him I put
this
it down,
journey
though.
down
Tell
to
him,
sex town.
Tell him what I did.
Please continue.
Oh, I gotta tell him?
Just carry on.
You uncomfortable?
We're already.
You uncomfortable, baby?
I could see the yellow brick road ending down there. We've already taken the journey.
Anyway, I said, you know what? I owe her too. All right? I ain't got to come this time. It's all about her, right? I owe her too. So we went in there, we did what we did, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I knocked it out the park, didn't I? How many times?
I'm not putting the number of times I came on here. Carry on.
It's supposed to be uncomfortable.
It's already uncomfortable. Thank you very much.
Anyway, sometimes just
you just want to toot your own horn. That was more than one time. That's all you wanted to do.
No, so. I was just explaining to them what it means to have one-sided sex. All right.
Carry on.
It's not about you.
I'm reading comments.
Your partner. Okay. So sometimes you just gotta go in and please them. All right. I'm gonna just give y'all those 2. But like she said, I had a few other ones. But the show's getting a bit long, and we got some comments and questions to go to. Let me get that little grabbing up on the
You just stirred up all the comments with this one.
What happened? Talk to us,
I'm
y'all.
trying to read them, but they keep coming through, so I keep getting bumped. Hey.
What's up with y'all?
That's a good question.
What's up with y'all? All right, go ahead.
Right,
what you want to do?
This one.
All right, we are both well-rounded individuals. What do we add to each other's life? Says Dwayne Dickerson. What you want to?
Where did it go? Oh.
It's right there. We can pin it. You can pin it. I got it. You take the first answer, and I'll chime in.
So you don't have anything? I don't have any. I don't add anything to your life.
That's not what I said, baby boo.
Oh, okay. Well, anywho. One thing, because there's a number of things actually that Kyrie adds. But one, if I had to just choose one, I'm gonna say Kyrie adds a sense of home for me. And not that I was homeless or anything like that, but the sense of surrounding. Like, I just feel surrounded by his love, by his care, and I feel like my needs are met and or exceeded. So it just is a space where, again, I would talk about at the beginning of the episode, I am or was this woman that I was just my own kind of woman. I was my own person. I was that alpha female. I am that alpha female, and I didn't need or want for anything from anyone. And sometimes you kind of gotta get stopped in your tracks when you're on that path, and not because it's the wrong path to be on, but you just need to be reminded that there's other ways to still be on that path, but you don't have to do it by yourself. So I find a sense of home that Kyrie adds to my life that really does contribute to the way that I want to continue my same path of alpha femaleness, and do it with my partner by my side.
Solid. Throw y'all questions and comments in, man. We gonna answer them for another probably about 5 minutes before we get out of here. But to answer Dwayne's question, what do we bring to each other? I really feel like Tash brings me power. And her and I have spoken about this before, and I think that when you do find someone who has enough of your capabilities, I'll call them, not necessarily your interests, but your capabilities, that's powerful, because now I feel like almost like I can duplicate myself. I feel like I can do more because I have Tash, because I know what her capabilities are. I know I can trust her with certain things, and those things be done, those things be protected, those things be valued. It's like I really value people who can follow directions very well and execute those directions. So a lot of times I think when we in relationships and we looking for long-term partnerships, we not looking for the right things, right? Like, I'll be the first to tell you I love a beautiful woman. I love a fat ass.
Can't see anything.
I'll be the first to tell y'all that. But at the same time, I have so many attributes that I love in a woman. And Tasha's really the first woman I've met that really possesses, if not all, most of those attributes, right? And then the ones that she doesn't have, I know she has the mental capacity to develop. So that's that.
How?
Next question. Did you pin another one?
No, because I was reading, but
Well,
then I
you
was
gotta
listening, and you were like captivating. It was like a whole thing.
All right, hold on. We got Star says, how do you know to hang up your player's card and commit? Damn, you just gonna put me on the spit line?
That's a good one.
She just gonna put me on the spit line? How did I know to hang up my player's card and commit? All right, so
somebody pull their shirt down and readjust.
This gonna be a whole nother episode.
We
done already talked about that. That's gonna be a whole nother episode, because I was a wild boy. You know what I'm talking about? But I think to answer this concisely without telling y'all to stay tuned for future episodes, I was not looking to be in a relationship. That's number one. So I used to think I was just gonna be a playboy forever. That's what I was gonna do, right? But the only difference in my thinking had become that when I do meet someone who I feel like has the things that I like in a woman, that I'm going to be intentional about my dealings with them. And part of that intentionality, is that a word?
It sounds like it.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. Part of that intentionality was actually being my real true self with Tash. I'm talking about everything. Like, I tell her about everything that I've done, that I'm into, that I want to do, and not just sexual stuff. It's all everything. And the way she received those things was always like with open arms. It was always welcoming. You know how you share something with somebody sometimes and you just feel that proverbial stiff arm just, you gonna need to go on ahead with that. Like, I was always expecting that when I'd be like, yeah, so I like, you know what I'm saying, blue cheese on my flat wings. Tash was like, oh, for real, I like the flat ones too. It's like, oh. Right? And that's
I actually think
it's a stupid metaphor, but y'all know what I mean.
But it's actually not a stupid metaphor, because that's a real kind of deal breaker for people. Do you like flats or the drums? And we got lucky because he liked the flats and I like the drums. So we can, right. So we'll always be able to eat a whole batch of wings.
A whole batch of wings, you know what I'm saying? You know? All right, hold on. Let's take maybe one or two more. Did you pin another one, babe?
No. Sorry, they come in so fast. What is this?
Hey, stop. Joey talking about, can we have an M&P wedding? Stop hurrying us to marriage, all right?
Oh my God.
We still figuring each other out.
Every episode.
Every episode, somebody marrying us all.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? I might not like her when quarantine over.
Well, and that's fine. Not a comment. She took your soul. What is that? Oh, Tash had the Sierra prayer. You the Russell.
Yikes! I don't even know what that is.
What?
Any more questions, y'all, before we get out of here? I think it was just that too on a whole thread that were actually questions.
What is the future hope? But that's kind of like the same thing.
Yeah.
Those were the only three I saw.
So we'll give a little preview to what's to come. I'll do a seperate video and post it on. I was saying if it was any other comments that was worthy of reading.
I was keeping up. Drums for me too.
Vegan flats. FaceTime. Ain't nobody about to FaceTime you. Esther said, how long have we been together? I think we've answered that on previous joints. We just made it official in January 23rd.
In case you need a reminder.
You know what I'm saying? I gave a little joint. But that wasn't like our official. That was like when we like kind of knew like we was wanted to be in a relationship. But I gotta wait for another episode.
What are we talking about?
To explain like how the quarantine messed up me asking you to be my girl.
Yes, that is another episode, but it is a great story.
Damn, man. Anyway.
On the bright side, guys, just know there's so much we could talk about. Right. So just keep coming back for more.
So like 3 months is a good a good thing to say. Like 3 months. But we've known each other for 7 now? 7
We met on September the 4th.
So we've known each other 7 months, but we've been together 3. And that's that. All right, ain't no more questions or comments. So
we've kept you for an hour, but thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah, that's because
sorry.
Hold on. Let me I just want to explain to them what they can see in the future. So probably next episode, this is probably because Tash be like, I don't know about that one.
Then I don't even know why we're putting it out there.
Because I want to tell people what to look forward to. People like to have something to look forward to, right?
Okay.
I got kids. Tash was vowed to never deal with a dude with kids, so we're going to talk about dating somebody with kids. We're going to talk about our different views on marriage, all right? Gender roles, what the hell a man's supposed to do in a relationship, what a woman's supposed to do in a relationship. We're gonna talk about that. And I think we just I had a topic here called why deal with Kai. That's like, you know, me and my player days and why she decided that I was
in my defense,
a worthy man.
I had no idea. Like, I got all this information after girlfriend.
All right, you doing too much. You doing the episode.
Let's go.
You doing the episode.
Peace out.
All right. We out of here, man. Thank y'all for watching.
Wait, what? No.
Come on, babe.
Oh, it's this, and then it's up, and then it's around, and then it's here.
I added a snap.
This is never gonna work.